Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of transformations on the coordinate plane. This is standard 8.10c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 20 of the 2024 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we have a square, ABCD, translated, and here we go. 3 units to the right, and we simply need to find the rule that best describes its translation. So let's do this. Let's use some red lines. Let's create a coordinate plane here, and let's just go ahead and move a square. So it doesn't really matter where we put the square. So I'm just going to put the square right here. All right, and so what we need to do is we need to go ahead and mark this. And so I'm just going to, have these count by ones. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So like this x coordinate right here, we're going to call this A. And that coordinate, we're going to say the x coordinate is -4, the y coordinate is 3. And then we'll just go counterclockwise. That's going to be B. So that's -2, still 3. We'll make that C, top right corner. That's going to be -2, 5. And then D will be top left corner. That will be -4, 5. Now, one thing we need to keep in mind here is that when it says it's translated, right, when we translate things, that tells us something that we are going to shift it either up or down or left or right or possibly, up and then right or down and then left. We also need to remember that when we translate something, it is called a rigid transformation. And what that means is we are going to preserve congruence. We aren't shrinking it. So there's three different types of rigid transformations that we deal with, right? There's translations, which we're doing now, moving left and right. There's rotations and reflections. We take the exact same shape, and we simply move it somewhere. We rotate it, we flip it, we twist it, we slide it, but we're not shrinking it, we're not expanding it or growing it. Those would be dilations, and so that's why we can make a new square that's this A prime, B prime, C prime, D prime. All right, so it says that what we need to do here is we need to translate it 3 units to the right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different color. Let's use magenta here. And so A is going to go 1, 2, 3. So my A prime is going to be right here. Okay. And then my B prime is going to go 1, 2, 3. It's going to go right there. So I can go ahead and label those as A prime, B prime. So I'm just sliding. Let's do the other C and D. C is going to move 1, 2, 3 over, and then D is going to move 1, 2, 3 over. And let's put our labels on here. So C prime and D prime. So if I were to connect my lines, we're just going to have a new square like this. And then we can take a look and see, well, what are my new, let's do green here. What are my new coordinates, right? Well, my A was -4, 3. My A prime is now -1, 3. Notice the y coordinate doesn't change. My B was -2, 3. And now my B prime is 1, 3. So all I'm doing is I'm changing my x value. What's happening to my x value? Well, my x value is going 3 to the right. When I move to the right on my x-axis, it is a +3. So what I need is I need to take my original xy coordinate. I need to add 3 to the x, but as we noticed, the y stays the same. So my answer is C.